Alright, what's up YouTube? Today's going to be a little bit of a different video. I went to Harbor Freight today, got one of these Drill Master die grinders for like 12 bucks. Going to try to modify it into one of those chop saw like things just for cutting metal, because with just a die grinder in your hand it doesn't come out square at all, and I'm going to see what I can do to make this into a cutoff saw. Yeah, I'm going to take this guard off first. I also got these 7-inch cutoff wheels, and yeah, they should fit right in there. Got this big brass hinge. This should do the trick. So I'm gonna make two little notches, like seven depth right there. That looks about good. That should be good. Alright, so knock that out. Now I'm just gonna knock these out. And press off some notches. And hopefully that will allow for the hose clamp to go around the whole thing. Alright, so all these grooves still aren't quite big enough, but I'm just going to notch them out with the knife a little bit more. Hopefully it should just wrap around now. Alright, so I pretty much wrecked this thing. These little nubs, I was trying to get in there to play around with the switch. I wanted to put like some kind of light switch or something on it so it would just be easier. It wouldn't be as dangerous as going for this thing with a 7-inch wheel on there. Like that, and they both snapped. So I gotta see if I can make them longer, extend where they came from. These on either side. So I gotta see if I can reattach that somehow. It's looking to be a super glue fix. But I have to make sure that this will still make contact, because otherwise it's not gonna do anything if it's not making metal to metal contact. So it can't just be glued between that. So that's gonna be the tricky part, but I think I can get it to work. Okay, so the way these work is this little piece fits inside of here, making contact with this, making contact with this bearing. Now, let's see if that'll actually hold them. Alright, so it's just gonna slide right back in. Finally got these on. I'm just gonna tighten them down. Gotta drop some screws into this hinge. It's all screwed on there. This part's important to get square. If it's not, none of your cuts will be square with this thing. Alright, so I got that hinge screwed on. This is kind of how it works. It just goes like that. Okay, so this is not quite square, so I just gotta undo these and then just rotate the whole thing just a little bit. Tighten it back up. Alright, so we got that all squared up. At least square enough for my purposes. Alright, so I'm also going to add a switch into here. So I'm going to mount that, put that in. Alright, got the wires in, now just got to wire it to the switch. rest of this out. Alright, got that all filed down. That should be good. Alright, so with that thing, I don't think it's a good idea to not have a guard on there, but obviously this little guard isn't going to fit over the wheel. But I'm going to modify this guard. I'm going to cut it, probably with this angle grinder, and then I'm just going to cut probably this piece off, and then I'm going to weld just some metal on there, and just the big guard that goes around this whole thing. Okay, so I cut that, and now I'm just gonna probably brush it up a little bit and try to get some of this paint off, just so it has something to weld to. Alright, so this is good to get welded up. Just to give you a fair warning, I'm terrible at MIG welding. Much better at TIG welding, but I don't have a TIG welder. Here I only have this little MIG. So I know the welds are gonna look like garbage. Okay, so I got the first piece welded on. Like previously mentioned, I'm terrible at MIG welding, and I guess I didn't get quite all the paint off of this thing. I thought I'd wire wheeled it down pretty good, but I guess not. Maybe I just got the top coat off or something. And I didn't worry as much about the paint on the back side of this, so that's all peeling up. Okay, I think that's gonna work. Okay, so that fits around the grinder pretty nicely with the big wheel on it. So I just gotta cut a couple more pieces so I can weld the whole rest of this thing together. Okay, all the pieces are cut, and now I just need to weld them up. So far it's not too bad. That'll look a lot better when I clean it up. So now I gotta weld the front piece on and then the other side on. Alright, so I got that part of the front welded on. That's the first halfway decent weld that I've done yet today, so I gotta just put this plate on, weld that part of the front. Alright, there it is, all welded up. That's complete. Just gotta go see if it will fit. I hope it does. And there we have it, it fits. So here's my cut-off saw. Okay, so this thing's pretty much all done, but I think I want to add some kind of a handle to it, just so it's, because my fingers are pretty close to this blade here. So I'm going to add like a handle like right up here. Alright, a few more super ugly welds, but I got on there. I've never actually welded stainless to just normal steel with flux core wires. Somebody told me you couldn't do it, but I'm pretty sure I just did, so I mean, maybe it's just going to fall right off, but I'm going to polish it up and see what it looks like. Alright, so that's on there good. I'm going to try this thing out and see how it works. Well, it worked, but holy crap, is that thing loud.